Oh man, this game right here, I'm super excited for. I was not expecting whatsoever what Nintendo had in the store. I honestly was thinking that they were going to show us the next new 3D Mario game. But man, this was like out of nowhere. Donkey Kong has not gotten a game since Nintendo 64. The rare game. Man, it's just been that long. And just seeing this, it was out of nowhere again. It's not like they gave us hints. There were any clues or anything. I guess Donkey Kong Country. That was like the only thing, the HD, but at the same time, I don't know. This game, by the looks of it, it has been in the works for a bit. Like, this is the flagship title that's going to sell Nintendo Switches too, when it comes out, because this has not been done in a short span of time. There's just no way. Maybe it was a coincidence, but anyways. Everything about this game looks absolutely amazing. The redesign of DK looks fantastic. They parted from the Raiders design. It's such a glow up. They packed this character with so many expressions. Like everything that you see him doing, it has a specific reaction to it. This is one of the most alive characters they have made to date. I think it's also because of the size of the character. Like the face is extremely big. The whole body of the character is also really big. So like there's more to see in contrast of Mario. Mario's smaller. Like, yeah, he has some expressions, but I think a character like DK, you can take advantage of, of the real estate he offers, obviously, because it's just so different and it's so good that they put so much effort in these tiny details that make the entire package very fulfilling. It feels very much alive. It feels like they're going, it feels familiar, but at the same time, it kind of feels like they're pushing a little bit more that boundary of, we just have to stay kind of true to what the characters that we know are used to be. But now they are, more alive, more full of life. And honestly, I really like seeing that in any video game out there. Seems like with Mario Kart, it feels much more alive and then the bigger, much ambitious entry, and it's amazing. One of the big highlights of this is that you can destroy pretty much everything. The Nintendo Treehouse video shows that pretty much anything at your disposal can be used as a weapon or, as a destructible entity for you to throw at enemies or to destroy other structures. I don't think something like this hasn't been done before in any other game. At least not in Mario games. They're also taking advantage of the fact that you're playing as a giant, very muscular gorilla, as we're seeing here. It just fits the character very well. Donkey Kong, like, as being an ape, obviously you get that sense of, power and destruction and just silliness all around. They're portraying his personality into this game and the whole environment in the best way possible. I think they're doing something fantastic here, and it's a big playground for everyone to have fun in. Oh man, and also the enemies. They also make them so punchable. It's like this giant pillar made out of crystals and rocks and whatnot. And they just make them so you just want to throw things at them, punch them, and see them fly all over the place in little bits and pieces. And you can see the power of the Nintendo Switch too with games like this. Like, I know it's not a tech demo, but it's also kind of a tech demo in the sense of it's showing off the capabilities of the Nintendo Switch 2, of the new generation of consoles, because of all the small little pieces, all the geometry, all the new things that you can do. And it's pretty nice, but no, I would not call this a tech demo, if you know what I mean. But it's a great showcase, but it's a first-party, very in-depth developed game that shows off how much you can do with the system. I also really want to talk about that nod to the classic Donkey Kong from the Nintendo 64. When you pick up a banana, like when you punch Crystal Banana, the announcer goes, "Oh, banana!" Like in Nintendo 64, DK64, when you grab a banana for collection to progress into the game, you also get the "Oh, banana." So it's pretty nice that they go back to those roots. to the old school, collectathon from Rare. It's pretty cool. I wanted to mention that they're not really 100% parting from Donkey Kong Country, because in the trailer we have seen that there are some levels, or at least one level, or maybe small sequences where we can see, the 2D side scroller action with the mine cart and everything. There's a really cool render of Donkey Kong riding a mine cart just flying off into the sky. It's really nice that the essence of what makes this character unique and iconic, it's still there, but they are also innovating. And I'm all up for innovation and new things and exciting things. And this game is offering all of that. Oh, and one new thing that just appeared when I was deciding to record this video, there is this very interesting image for the box art. And you can see, a DK punch in the ground. But instead of the little rock guy, you can see young Pauline. And this has brought a lot of questions to the community, because some people are asking themselves if this is going to be a prequel or a sequel. But then you have Cranky Kong, so can this be, a prequel when he's very old? Or how can it be a sequel when Pauline is young? So it kind of doesn't make sense. But if you pay close attention to the render, you can see Pauline wearing a bracelet. And that bracelet, it's purple color, and it looks like the little rock guy that it's singing and also making noises when Donkey Kong is interacting with it. So it's very interesting. So the companion is actually Pauline. This is what the community thinks, and it doesn't make sense. So it's more exciting. And also it reminds me of the OG Donkey Kong game where Mario's, climbing the oil rig or whatever, those beams, the red beams, and there's a woman at the very top, right? I think, if my memory serves me right, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna put an image here. The girl is wearing a red dress. So obviously at that time there was no Pauline. It was just a random sprite drawn there, portray the damsel in distress. It's like it's tied in to the main, well, not the main game, but the old school game. I think it's something interesting that Nintendo can do with their characters, because even though it's not really the actual character that's in the present, you can still put those pieces together and just, play around with things in the past and, develop new things in the future. And then you can just also put your game in different timelines. It's just fun. It's nice. It's something cool to have, because it gives you a sense of connection and deepness and, wideness, if you can call it that. But man, I'm really excited for this game. This game really, really looks absolutely amazing. I think it's going to be great. And I think it's a great replacement for a main 3D Mario game, because we already know how those are. But it's a great, great chance for another very beloved Nintendo character to shine.